This is my third take of this. Yo, welcome back to my channel. Today, I don't know what to talk about, so I'll speed you through my writing process because I've done this 3 times. I'm gonna rip my hair apart. Apart. You. No, it's fine. I forgot you. So, when it comes to writing my characters, I write them very differently. Obviously, a lot of people write their characters differently, but this is my advice to you, right? If you're ever gonna write a character, write them differently. Don't make them the same. Because there is a difference between a character and another character. Each character should have their own personalities, their own beliefs, even beliefs you yourself don't have. Which is why I made the cat over there, Mr. K, an atheist. Even though I myself am not one. Now, however, put aside all that, there are certain things you should not write. Certain characters you should not write. Not because of, like, other reasons, but because of who you may be in specific. Right? My thought process with this, right? The sketchbook that holds the secrets of the universe. Like, for an example, right? When writing a character, like this one, for an example, the old Crowmaster. Let me cover this up. You're not supposed to see him, yeah. When writing a character like that, whose inspiration is of another character, right? You need to know how to make them, one, different, and two, what race and ethnicity you will write them as. Because it is important how you write your character, especially when it comes to ethnicity. Because their ethnicity eventually plays into their personality and the ways they act, right? At least that's what my belief is when I write a character. With that one, how do I say this? An African American, you can't, unless you yourself are an African American, you should not write a character who is African American. I think that depending on your race and ethnicity, you should not write certain characters or the way you are. Because for me, myself, there's certain reasons why I won't write certain characters. Because I don't know how to write them. Which is why I write characters based off of my experience and the way I act. Mr. K is grumpy because I usually am grumpy. Horror is tired, same with my self-insert, because I'm always tired. Jean is hyper and energized because I usually am too. You gotta write characters based off of your personalities and beliefs, but make them different enough to the point where they're not just a copy of you in specific. Now, why I'm taking you through my writing process is because, one, I need to explain to you why I will not be writing certain characters. And two, because I have no other idea on what to do. I can't upload another gaming video or another video for the origins, because one, I'm in pain and I can't sit down, which is why I'm filming standing up. Two, I don't have my blue shirt with me which I need it, because for the next character I'm going to do is very special and vital that I do this now. I didn't want to drop the first episode of the cat from the future until I got my blue shirt, because the cat from the future was not going to be the first episode of season 0, but I had to get something out because I want to upload daily, no breaks. But even when I'm in pain or sick, I will try my best to upload. Now, will there be days where I won't upload anything? Probably, because of mind. Anywho, focus. Right. I will never write a character, as much as I would love to, of color or of community, or a part of the LGBTQ plus community, for a couple reasons. Let's go with color first. As much as I would like to have one of my characters be, for an example, the old Crowmaster, I based off of a a villain by the name of Dr. Facilier, which is why I want to pay tribute for that inspiration by making the character African American. But I can't do that because me, myself, am not African American. And when I'm playing a character, I want to do my best to look like them without putting on a costume. The best I can do is change my shirts, right? But eventually my budget will increase. And eventually I'll be able to have costumes and stuff like that to do certain things and dress a lot more differently for each and every character. However, if I'm ever going to make an African American character, I will hire someone, for one, to write them, an African American to write an African American character, and two, hire someone to play the role. Hire an African American to play an African American written by an African American, right? Because my whole thought process is, if you yourself are not a part of said race or ethnicity, you should not write said character. However, I don't have any budget, so every character is just gonna have my skin tone. Of the LGBTQ plus community, it's a lot more different. For one, I am straight, which is why I can't stay still for the life of me, which is why I myself will write every character I have ever made straight, because I myself am straight, straighter than an arrow, you know, or straight as an arrow. That's not the point. My point being, I'm straight. My pronouns are he, him, and his. So I feel like I have no right to write a character that's different than me. If I ever do, again, I'll do the same thing, which I'll hire someone to write said character. Same for any female character. I will not be writing any female character. Because, for one, hold on, give me a moment. Like I was saying, I would never write a female character because I myself am not a female, aka a woman. Which is, again, which if I ever do, I'll, again, hire someone to do that. Because, again, I don't know how to write one. I'm not one, so I shouldn't write one, nor act as one. Which is why in a lot of scenes, especially a lot of series that I have planned out, because I have other series planned out. Unlike the main one, though. The main one's more of a, like, with the main, there are going to be alternate universes, right? Of my characters. And I will write series about said alternate universes. But eventually, those series will end, while the main one will go on and go on until the day I die. Or I get bored of it. Which will be never. So until the day I die. So alternate universes, their series will come to an end. They'll have like 1, 2, or 3, maybe 5 seasons, but they'll come to an end. While the main series that has the main cast that we've had since season 0, that cast series will forever and always go on until the day I die. Because why not? I want to make an infinite series, basically, with no season finale whatsoever. No series finale. Because, again, my whole entire thing is, while there will be villains of the week, aka villains of the season, not until, like, the first 2 seasons are done, which is season 0 and season 1. Season 0 is more about showing how the team ended up where they ended up. Season 0 is how the team ended up where they ended up. Season 1 is how they meet and how they end up working together. Season 2 then will finally have a villain. It will have a villain a episode. The seasons will be really short. And at the end of the season, we will finally have a big climactic, the big boss, the big man, sitting atop his pedestal and waiting and attacking. But that's all I'll give away for now. I won't give away anything else because it's too important to the plot if I gave anything away. Just don't expect a lot of action between or during season 0 or season 1. Anywho, in a lot of the alternate universes, there will be a female character. For reasons that I'll not specify, but like, you'll see, like, in which series and why they exist. But I'm not gonna start those alternate universe series until I finish season 0 and 1, because the important things happen during both of those seasons, which will explain why or who these characters are, so that way when you get into the alternate universes, you don't question who they are and why they are the way they are, or yeah. These characters will be very different, though, especially when it comes to AUs and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to AUs, you're going to see a certain amount of favoritism towards a certain character. There's a reason for that I will not give away at all. But sorry, I cannot stay still for the life of me. My bad. I have a lot of things planned. Basically, you'll meet a lot of characters during season 0 and season 1. Especially since I'm gonna be doing AUs, you're gonna meet characters that aren't necessarily important to the plot, but they're just there to be there. So, well, I might as well tell you who they are, because they have no impact to the plot. They have no impact to the plot whatsoever. None at all. Anyway. First characters, you will not be meeting these characters, because now when it comes to, like, the main series, again, they have not a lot of impact on the show or series as a whole. So we have Zach, son of John, Mary, and Jack, also Mary, daughter of John, Jack, son of John, and his wife, Alice. That's 4 characters that you will not be meeting. but you will eventually. They're more important when it comes to like the AUs or alternate universes when it comes to like the series and stuff like that. Because again, I don't want to just. I want to make things different, right? Where the main character or the main person isn't just always Jean, or they're in different circumstances, basically. Like a series I have planned out, the main character for that um, whole show will be Foxy himself and will be set in a different era than. Because right now, with the main series, it's set in 2026 at a random month. And as the years go by, then it will also follow that. Once 2027 comes by, the crew will not be in the year of 2027, but the month will always be different. It will be, for an example, if it's February right now, February, then it's some other month in the series, whether it be October, September, November, December, March, April, May, June, or July. Or just February itself, but on a different day. Because I'm not going to be consistent with timelines and stuff like that. Because that's not the kind of person I am. I don't think these things through. Other characters you will not meet or just won't hear a lot of are Mr. K's parents and well, you'll hear somewhat of Mr. K's parents. One of the characters, a character you'll never meet or hear about ever, that does in fact exist, is Mr. K's, I guess, love interest would be the word. Some character that won't be important until the AU start will be Mangle, wife of Foxy. I grew up on a certain YouTuber. If you know, you know. If you know the reference, you know the reference. Can't believe Chica did that. For what? For what purpose? Then we have Horror, and a character you also will not meet or is not important at all to the plot in any way. An aged up version of a character that already exists. Aged up, their ages. Actually, let me give you their ages real quick. For the main cast, mostly the main cast. Before I do that, the age of this character you will not meet, but mostly spoken about, is 30. No, they're 29, and Horror is 30. Leading to that segue, I guess. Horror is 30. From season 0 onwards, he will always be 30. Mr. K is 19 right now, but once he joins the team, he will be 20. And then he meets his love interest, which she is 19. 1 year difference, and not a minor, because, I don't want to be questioned. I made sure to think these things through. He turns 20 by the time he's a part of the team, and will be 20 from there to whatever season, and whatever from there to every and all seasons. Each character will keep their age. I myself will have age differences, right? Unlike my characters, I will actually age. My character represents my age. For right now, even though you haven't met him yet, Anthony himself is 17 years old. right now, as we speak, he is 17 years old. Close to turning 18. That's it. That's all you will know about me. The age of John is 40. He's in his late 30s, mid 40s. Somewhere late 30s, somewhere near his 40s. He can change his age, but he chooses not to. He can become older or younger because he basically has every power known to man, even the useless ones. The power to change eye color just cause. It doesn't do anything fancy. It just changes his eye color. The power to change his blood type, the power to change his size, the power to change his age, the power to change his appearance. No, that not shapeshifting. No, that's another power that he has. Again, useless ones. He has 5 different versions of healing, 10 different versions of shapeshifting. Well, he has more versions, but that's the amount I can count right now because that's too much for me to even handle. But he right now is in his 30s, late 30s. With him not aging at all because he, 1, doesn't age. And 2, most of my characters will stay the age they are at. Foxy is in his 40s. Let me explain that. While Fritz himself died at the age of 10. In my own head, my own lore, because again, I'm treating these characters like my own, making up my own lore and stuff as I go on, and making them as different as possible. We know what age he died at, which is 10. However, he does age, just not physically. If he were to turn into a human and be brought back from the dead, which is something John can do, he would be in fact 40 years old. 40. An adult. For a lot of reasons. Now, the way this works, I don't know. Most of the team doesn't know. It just works. Listen, you tell me how a cat went from being a really small cat to human-sized. You tell me how a skeleton is able to wield a giant axe without any enhanced strength and then come back to me. Okay? Until you are able to do that, don't question me. Don't question my methods. Okay? I've gone crazy enough trying to figure out their ages. However, time has treated Fritz and his friends very well. Everyone else very well. They don't look as bad, you know. Someone at the age of 40, Foxy still looks like he just turned 30, you know. In his human form, in his robotic form, he's fully robotic. He's not half robotic like Mr. K. He's just, you know, he has 2 forms. He has his human form and his robotic form. His human form is just a downgrade of his robotic form. Whew. There's another thing, right? I told you all of their ages, right? There's nothing else for me to talk about. I feel like there's something else. Is there someone's age I forgot? Horace in his 30s. Mr. K's in his 20s. I'm 17. Jean's late 30s. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Foxy's in his 40s. That's whole 5, right? Yeah. Well, my character's age will change and vary depending on origins. Because, I'm in pain. I've been standing for like 20 hours because it hurts to sit, but you know, I have to sit from time to time as my legs will literally just tear themselves apart from my torso and just walk away. Anywho, um, now, ages will also vary from time to time when it comes to characters. For an example, Zach is a really good example of this. He is usually a teenager and he's the youngest of, I think he's the youngest, or is he the middle child? I forget. Because I make him very inconsistent when it comes to like his character and his age. He's sometimes the youngest, he's sometimes the oldest, he's sometimes the middle child, alright? We'll leave it at that. Balash, Jack is always consistently the oldest. Mary always being consistently the youngest. And Zach just being all over the place. Because I can't agree on his actual age. Yeah, Zach is a really great example of this because he is what age is he? I almost said something I shouldn't have said, because then that would have given something important away. He is 12 or 13. Actually, no, he's younger than 13, right? What age was it? What age did I confirm that happened? Oh, funnel cake. Okay, let me explain something to you so you understand. There are alternate versions of Jean, right? But none of them will ever be as powerful as him or ever be on the same level as him. Not even his own children. Now, however, something... What do I call them? Because that'll also give away their inspiration. The other Johns at Jean HQ are a little different. The ones that are born with powers don't actually emit their powers, or like there's a certain age when their powers become active, which is 13. Their powers start acting up and becoming, the power, they've always had their powers, but they stay dormant until the age of 13. And if they're not born with their powers, it's they get their powers at the age of 13, whether that be through a magical item, a prophecy, or some other stuff. No matter what, it's always consistent at what age they get their powers. Even if they're born with them, the powers stay dormant until they're 13. Or they'll unlock a magical item and have it at the age of 13. That is how all of them work, basically, and how they will always work. They'll also look very different. For an example, something I like to do is define each character by color. As you've seen with... Careful. As you've seen with other of my characters. Brother! No! Oh well, I'll pick them up later. As you've seen with my other characters, I like to color code them. Mad Hatter for green, Purple Master, Crow Master with purple, and John the one I'm talking about right now. Blue. The original has red triangles. Let's see if I remember correctly. The red has the original has red triangles. Their clones have blue triangles. Their the alternate versions of Jean have no. What was it? What the was it? Okay, it went like this: red original, light blue for clones, light blue triangles for like clones, because every Jean has the power to produce clones. Light blue for clones, blue for alternate versions of Jean, and dark blue for any Jean who is a rogue. An evil Jean, basically. Or there's a Jean government ruled by not the original, but 001, who you'd think would be the first Jean, but he isn't. No, the first Jean is 000. The 000. The 000. And anyone who goes against said government is classified as a rogue, and therefore they receive dark blue triangles, with every version of Jean dressing same, except for the rogues. Every clone and every person who works for the Jean HQ wears blue jackets, while for rogues they wear green jackets, red jackets, brown jackets, orange jackets, so on and so forth. That's what makes them different. Not the point. What was I talking about? I hear clown music playing in the background. I wonder why. It's because I'm a clown. Right. The difference in color coding, which is why I like color coding a lot, and why I color code most of my characters, and why they have certain specific colors to them, except for one. And that being a character who's had their color stolen from them 3 times. My character. My character's color is orange. But you see, I have 2 characters who also don the color of orange. Anywho, the point being, right? I can't remember when what age Zach is. He's 12, I think. No, that would make him the oldest. And, Jack is 12. Zach is 11. And Mary's 10? Question mark? I may up the age and say it's 14 just so I can, like, make them go up in age as well. I don't know. But again, that's a very different thing, which again shows the inconsistent ages, because when it comes to alternate universes, sometimes they'll be teenagers, other times they'll be adults, other times they'll be whatever, right? What started this conversation? Right. That is just my process when it comes to writing characters. Make them as different as possible without overstepping your line. Now, why I did this? I have nothing else to do. I don't have my blue shirt, so I can't upload another video of Origins. It's a pain for me to sit, which is why I've been standing here out for the last couple of minutes, and I've done 4 takes of this. This is the 4th take I've done of this video, and my throat is killing me. 5, because why not, you know? Well, yeah, see y'all next time. See y'all when I see y'all. Hope, yeah, whatever, bye.